Bayeté Ross Smith. I'm recording live, broadcasting to you live from the donors preview of the Smithsonian Museum of African American Art and History. It's a little dark here in this gallery. We're in the one of the main rooms on the 4th floor. And as you can see, there's a variety of different exhibits here examining the entire history of African American art and culture and the African American experience in the United States of America, from fine art to sports to music to contributions to the country's progress. This is a really exciting moment and a really exciting place to be. So I'm going to let you all look at a few other bits of the exhibit, and then I'll chat with you more in a moment. So we are currently in the culture gallery section on the 4th floor. So the museum has 4 floors above ground and 3 floors below ground. So starting from the ground up, it examines the history of African Americans in the United States from when they first came here in the 1400s up into the present day. So it describes history starting back then, and then as the floors goes up, we go to current times. So there's sections here on this floor, for example, that deal with African Americans and popular culture and media, film and television. There's also a fine art section that examines African American artists. I'm in the main center room here, where we have a ring of video that shows excerpts of African American contributions to the art and culture of the United States. So this is the artistic floor. We decided to start here because we figured it would be the most visual and visually stimulating via video. So we would just like for you to see and get a feel for what's happening now. There's a lot of people here. It's a really happy, incredible moment for this museum to finally be here and actually be open to the public. This is a sneak preview, so we'll actually open to the public next weekend. So right now we're getting a sneak preview for all the artists who have donated work and all the collectors who have participated in donating work. And we're broadcasting from the artistic floor right now, which is at the very top of the museum. So I'm going to move around a little bit to some of the other portions of this floor so you can see some additional artworks. So as we walk this way, you see we're exiting this area and we're heading towards the visual art section. So this particular section focuses on visual arts formally here in the museum. So here you'll see we have the curatorial statement here. And this section is very near and dear to my heart because myself and several of my collaborators, Hank Willis Thomas, Chris Johnson, Kamal Sinclair, and myself created an exhibit entitled Question Bridge Black Males, and it's going to be included in the permanent collection here at the Smithsonian African American History Museum, which is why I'm here for the donors preview. Unfortunately, our particular section, our particular contribution has not completely been completed in terms of being installed, so I'm not going to be able to show you that this evening. We can see some of the other people and some of the other pieces of fine art in the space. So as we come here, we'll see a piece by artist Gregory Coates. It's called Blue Father. Gregory's a great guy, great, brilliant artist, a friend and a colleague. Obviously, it's better to see this in person, but I just want you all to get a little sneak peek of some of the work here. Obviously, when you're here in person, you don't have to deal with such a bright reflection, but an excellent piece by Gregory Coates, who is around here somewhere, but I am live streaming. And we have, what's also incredible is we have some young people here who are also enjoying the opening of the museum as well. And they immediately saw me and they knew I was live streaming. So as we go further into the fine art gallery where many of my artistic friends and colleagues have donated work, we'll see a few more pieces that are here in the museum. This piece here is by Alma Thomas. It's called Spring Delightful Flower Bed. Another really gorgeous piece here. You know, very often, even though a lot of the cultural and artistic contributions of African Americans are noticed in society, sometimes to the general public, the contributions in visual art are often not as noted as they should. So this is a great and important way to commemorate that, not only for our fellow citizens, but also for people around the world who will come here to visit the museum when they visit our nation's capital. This piece here that you just saw is a piece by Purvis Young, and this is Untitled. Now we're looking at a piece by Mavis Busset called Recarte. So there's a lot of really, really fabulous, excellent work here in the space. This particular section deals with beauty, color, and form. I'm going to head into another part of the gallery, have you guys see a few more works. I also see a friend and colleague of mine standing over here. So here we have my good friend and fellow artist, Fahamu Piku.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
We're live streaming for the New York Times right now,
Yes.
Fahamu.
Oh, word. That's
Let me spin this around so I can show you properly. So can you tell us a little bit about your work and your practice and how it feels to be here tonight on such a momentous occasion?
For sure. So my work addresses concerns around representations of black masculinity. I'm a painter primarily, but I work in a lot of different mediums, including video, music, drawing, you name it. If it's something I can use my hands on, I'm doing it. But this is really, really an amazing experience to see this museum, to see its collections, to see all the people who are gathered here, to know the stories behind a lot of the objects that are in the collections. This is really, it's out of this world. It's really hard to put into words what it feels like to be here, but what I do want to say is wherever you are, no matter what you're doing, make a plan to get here. Get here as soon as you can. You have to experience it. It's life-changing.
Thank you very much, Fahamu.
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, because I know there's a lot of great work to see and a lot of socializing to do. And if you're not familiar with this brother's work, you should get familiar with his work. He's an excellent, excellent artist. Does some really profound things visually, based out of Atlanta. So, get on Google or whatever your search engine is and look him up immediately. I'm going to move further into the gallery, show you a few more works. You saw this one in the background when I was talking to Fahamu. This is Nelson Stevens. This is entitled Artie. Now, keep in mind, there's 4 other floors and 3 other levels that are our mezzanine levels here. I'm showing you the artistic floor, the fine art, visual arts floor, because I'm a visual artist, as you know, and that's what I do. But there's very much other work to see here that's really fabulous. And as you can see, we have a big crowd here. We have a full house here tonight. Everyone coming out to celebrate. I see another young man, very talented artist here. This is one of my collaborators on Question Bridge Black Males, my friend and colleague Chris Johnson. Chris has come here all the way from Oakland, California, not only because he's contributed a piece to this historic museum, but also to be here for this historical moment. Chris, can you tell the people here a little bit about what it feels like to be here and the significance to you in this moment?
It's hard to summarize the significance of it, to have a place that really is devoted to our voices and our culture, to see so many beautiful works of art that are all focused on spreading the word about who we are and what we're here to do. It's a great honor. It's a great honor.
Thank you, Chris. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be here. And a great show.
To have my artwork.
Everyone loves it. Everyone's happy. I think it's really important to understand that to have this museum across from the Washington Monument as part of the Smithsonian, to officially commemorate the legacy, the history, and the culture of African Americans and our contributions to this country is really major. It means that people from around the world can officially understand that and be exposed to it, and it goes a long way towards creating a celebration of all the many facets of American society that make our country and our society so great and so amazing. So for me, it's just really special to be a part of this. It's really special to be able to have contributed some work to this piece, and we're so, so happy to be able to give you this sneak preview before the museum actually opens. We'll look at a few other works of art, and then we'll head out. I'm going to be online for a little bit longer to continue to take your questions. This is a piece by Lorna Simpson called Untitled, A Lie Is Not Shelter. And Ms. Simpson, as you know, Lorna, as you know, an extraordinarily talented and very famous and well-known artist. So again, a lot of amazing artwork here, but also there's several other floors dedicated to history and culture in other ways. And as I mentioned, we also have there's also a large amount of work dedicated to the contributions of African Americans in media and culture as well. So I'm going to step out of this area here. And we'll go back into the main area on the 4th floor. I'm not going to travel up and down the escalators with you guys. I think that'll be a bit too disorienting. But I'll just give you a perspective so you can see a few of the other sections in this museum. So I'm going to head this way. And again, that was the visual art. That was the visual art section that we were just in. And as you can see, we also have a section on music, the musical crossroads, that legacy and history here. So going into this area here deals with African American contributions to music of the United States. I'm going to step out of here. I'm just going to show you all a few different areas on this floor before we sign off. This area here dealing with performance. It's called Taking the Stage, dealing with African American contributions to film, dance, and television. So again, there's additional historical exhibits as well. I just happen to be on the floor dedicated to art, so we deal with fine art as well as other forms of visual art and culture. See Ryan Coogler, an image of Ryan Coogler there. It's very exciting to see all these stories finally told officially and commemorated forever here with the Smithsonian. So again, I'm Bayeté Ross Smith, one of the New York Times and POV Embedded Media Fellows. I'm here at the Smithsonian Museum of African American History and Culture. I'm here at the Donors Preview and Collectors Preview. So I've given you a sneak preview, looking through a few of the galleries and spaces on the 4th floor. Again, there's a total of 7 floors here, dealing with history as well as culture and art. as a fine artist, of course, my time is most spent, or at least starting off, on the visual arts floor. I'm going to head out now, continue to socialize and talk to my different friends and colleagues who are here. But feel free to hit us up with some questions here on Facebook. I hope you enjoyed this sneak preview of this tour. Thank you very much.
Here's my honesty, my work